Hey everyone, in this video we are going to learn about Linux. Okay, so this video covers what is Linux and what are the different advantages of Linux, why Linux is used, who is the founder of Linux. Okay, so this is just an introductory video of Linux, what it is. Okay, and in the following videos we are going to learn more about in depth about Linux. All right, let's get started with it. So let's get started with the presentation itself. Okay, so the topic is exploring the world of Linux. Okay, and that is the same thing that we are going to do today. Okay, all right, so these are the topics that we are going to cover in today's agenda. And what it is what is Linux, benefits of Linux, Linux distribution, the different flavors of Linux, using Linux applications, and then there will be a conclusion. Okay, let's get started with the first one, that is what is Linux. Okay, so Linux is an open source operating system, or OS in short, that is used to power computers with other devices. It was created in 1991 by the scientist named Linus Torvalds, who is also known as the founder of Linux. Okay, and Linux is based on Unix operating system, and it provides user with a wider variety of features and capabilities. Okay, so basically Linux act as a kernel, and Linux is actually a kernel. Okay, so this is a must point that you have to keep in mind. Okay, Linux is a kernel, not an operating system. Okay, there are different kinds of flavor. Okay, so based upon the kernel, like you can understand it in a simpler term, is like Linux is just a kernel, a particular asset, a particular baseline through which in which operating system is being designed, right? So without a kernel, an operating system cannot be designed, and Linux is a kernel. All right, okay. Linux is a popular choice for many users, including individual businesses and large corporations. It is free to use. Okay, since it is open source, and it is highly customizable. Okay, so based upon your requirement you may choose a different kind of flavor. If you have a general purpose requirement, you may go for Ubuntu. If you are using it for security purpose, you can go for Arch Linux or Kali Linux or Parrot OS. All right, okay, so based upon your requirement you can select the particular Linux variations. Okay, all right, it can be used on wide range of hardware, including desktop computers, laptops and servers. It also supports variety of software application, including web browser, office suites and games. Okay, now that was the introduction part. And what are the benefits of using Linux? Okay, Linux is equals to security. Okay, Facebook uses Linux. This is the actual advantage of Linux, because it provides the highest amount of security. Okay, if you are someone who is very concerned with the security, who doesn't want to get bothered with the antivirus stuff, you can go for Linux. Okay, because in Linux everything is a file. So let's say if your one particular drive is corrupted, it won't affect your entire PC. You just need to format that particular drive, right? So that's the power of Linux. Okay, all right, so Linux offer many benefits over the operating system. It is secure, as I mentioned previously, reliable and highly customizable. It also has a large community of developers who are constantly working to improve the system. Additionally, it is open source, means the user can access the code and make the changes according to them. What do I mean by open source? By open source I mean that there are tons of people who are going to work on it. Okay, all right, so basically let's say that your requirement is XYZ. Okay, XYZ, you have created that particular variation for your requirement. Okay, now let's say you have like you are from some another organization, you need that particular feature, also you need additional features, so you just developed it once again. So that is how is known as open source world, and it works something like that. Okay, you make it for your requirement, and then the another people will add something more to that, and hence it is going to work like that. Okay, just adding on the features to the existing one, and it will be getting customizable. Okay, by customizable, like if you don't need a particular feature, you can just remove it. Okay, so that is how it is working. Open source, customization, deletion and addition. Okay, Linux is also highly efficient. It is lightweight, meaning it does not require a lot of resources to run. True, this makes it ideal for older computers or servers with limited resources. Additionally, it is very easy to use and can be installed quickly as compared to Windows or another operating system. Finally, it is free to use, meaning that user don't have to pay a single penny for it. Okay, and hence it is open source and freely available for the users. Okay, all right. Distributions, different variations of Linux is available in variety of distributions or versions. Each distribution is tailored to a specific purpose or use for a particular user group. Okay, for example, Ubuntu is popular distribution that is designed for home users, while Red Hat Enterprise Linux is designed for businesses. All right. Other popular distributions include Debian, Fedora, and OpenSUSE. Okay, each distribution has its own set of features and capabilities. It is important to choose the right distribution as per your needs. Okay, so based upon your needs, you will be picking up a particular variation, right? If you're someone who is into security, you won't be going with Ubuntu. Okay, you will be going with Arch Linux, Parrot, or Kali Linux. Okay, so based upon your use case, based upon your requirement, you will be choosing a particular distribution. Okay, all right. Additionally, many distribution offer support and documentation to make it very easier to get started with Linux. Okay, so there is huge amount of open source things happening, and hence there is huge amount of documentation, and hence it is very easy to learn to debug the issues that you are getting, right? And that is known as the open source community, and that's the power of open source community. All right. Okay, using using Linux is very easy as compared to another Unix based system. Once you have chosen a particular distribution, you can download it and install it over your system. After the installation, you can just begin it, you can just install it and you can just start using it. Okay, you can use the command line to perform tasks, or you can even use the GUI based user, right? Okay, so basically, if you are more familiar with the CMD, if you're more familiar with PowerShell, and if you're familiar with Amazon EC2, right, you will be able to very much easily grasp the things which are there in the black terminal. All right, or if you are someone who is switching from a desktop to Linux, it is recommended that you will go with the GUI based. Okay, just a matter of fact. Okay, Linux support wide range of applications. This include web browser, office suites, media player, and games. Additionally, many popular applications such as Google Chrome, Microsoft Office are also available in Linux distributions. Okay, so there is no limitation to Linux. Okay, there are tons of things that you can do with the power of Linux. All right, there are many open source applications that are specifically designed for Linux. All right. Additionally, Linux supports various programming languages which include C, C++, Java, and Python. And if you recall, we already covered a Python scratch course. All right, this makes it very easy to develop applications for Linux. Finally, Linux is compatible with wide variety of hardware, including printers, scanners, and digital cameras. All right, and here we come to the conclusion of this particular slide. That is, Linux is an open source operating system, and that is used to create powerful computers and other devices. It is secure, reliable, and highly customizable. Right, based upon your need, you will be able to customize it accordingly. Additionally, it is very free to use and support wide range of applications that can be installed into system very easily. Linux is a great choice for the people, including individual businesses and large corporation. It is very important to know that it is very lightweight, and hence that is the additional advantage of Linux. And also the second and the most important thing, that is the security. Okay, with right setup, Linux can provide you with high security, reliable, and powerful operating system. And that's all about today's video, and let's see you in the another one. Right, thank you and have a great